This is crazy dangerous. My menstruation came early. Oh, crap.
Hey! Yana, come on!
Wish me luck.
New season, Naked and Afraid, Sundays 8:30 on Discovery.
Is it possible that these ancient stories that we have, are they identical to what we see with the modern-day UFO phenomenon? Time will tell, but the fact that we are investigating these things, this is something very exciting. I mean, my mind is blown.
Ancient Aliens. Only on the History Channel.
Whoever is doing this has similarities to the BTK killer.
A Lifetime original movie
He's never gonna stop, is he?
based on a true story.
No footprints, no witnesses. Some things don't add up.
You are going to stay here until you confess.
Do you think I did this?
The Killer Inside, the Ruth Finley story. Only on Lifetime.
Hello and thanks for joining us for the Midday News. Paradise Private Hospital officially signed a memorandum of understanding with the Port Moresby General Hospital, advancing Papua New Guinea's healthcare sector. This partnership aims to enhance patient care through effective resource sharing and innovative service improvements to reduce surgery wait times and address high cancellation rates. Both hospitals are committed to improving health outcomes for all Papua New Guineans. The collaboration will surely impact the healthcare system and what it means for patients nationwide, providing better healthcare pathways for the people of Papua New Guinea. Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited has started work to build a Jet A1 fuel import and storage facility as part of its commitment made to the government and people of PNG earlier this year when there was a fuel supply crisis. KPHL has engaged China Petroleum Pipeline Engineering for the construction of this facility. The facility at Motukea will include 4 3,000 cubic meter fuel tanks, associated ship offloading and truck loading equipment, and the necessary safety and environmental control facilities. This construction is a phase 1 of the project. Once it is completed and operating, KPHL will consider a second phase, which will involve constructing additional storage tanks, pipeline and support facilities for diesel and petrol imports and storage. An earthquake of magnitude 7.4 struck Vanuatu's capital, Port Vila, on Tuesday, killing at least 14 people and damaging 2 reservoirs and a hospital. Vanuatu government has reported 14 confirmed fatalities and 200 people were treated for injuries at the main hospital in Port Vila. People have overnight been pulled alive from the rubble of collapsed buildings, giving hope to search and rescue volunteers. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs estimated 116,000 people had been affected by the quake. On Tuesday evening, the caretaker Prime Minister Charlotte Salwai declared a state of emergency and said a 7-day curfew would be imposed in the worst affected areas. International assistance had been requested. The caretaker PM said it was a sad and devastating time in Port Vila when expressing sympathy to families who had lost loved ones. Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General Baron Waka has expressed solidarity with Vanuatu following the earthquakes that struck Port Vila. He said the forum stands ready to assist and offer support to Vanuatu during this very difficult time as it grapples with the aftermath of the disaster. Waka also thanked national agencies for their tireless efforts to ensure the safety and security of the people. The Pacific Islands Forum family has extended prayers and condolences to the government and people of Vanuatu. Spending pressures and a weaker economy are leaning heavily on the federal budget. The Treasurer will hand down his mid-year update tomorrow, and it may provide an insight into Labour's election plans.
It was the night before my EFO.
Here we are. Months of work.
And all through Parliament House, not a surplus was stirring.
Pretty good set of numbers, I think, considering...
all things considered.
Yeah.
Even one as small as a mouse.
Despite all the pressures on the budget, we've delivered 2 surpluses, smaller deficits than we inherited and less debt as a consequence.
Tomorrow's mid-year budget update will confirm much of what we already know. Increased spending and smaller tax takes are hitting the budget's bottom line.
And we've tried to get those deficits down compared to what we inherited. So it's been a lot of progress made.
We've had 3 budgets from this hapless Treasurer. Every decision he's taken has hurt Australian families and small businesses.
Amid talk of budget pressures, new tax figures point to possible solutions, highlighting the benefits of capital gains tax discounts, negative gearing and franking credits are largely shared among the country's highest earners. Overhauling all 3 was once Labor policy.
It's an important piece of analysis. It's not a statement of policy intent.
My EFO usually flies under the radar just before Christmas. This is probably the last major budget update before the election, so it's getting a bit more attention. But these aren't the figures Labor wants to be talking about, instead pointing to the coalition's nuclear numbers.
Now, the biggest risk facing the budget and the biggest risk facing Australians right now is Peter Dutton's nuclear scheme.
The coalition has been defending its plans and its assertion that power will be cheaper. Part of that is a much bigger role for gas, with the coalition reviving its gas-fired recovery.
So gas is going to be incredibly important for peaking, and it's going to be important for the grid to operate, and we've been very open about that.
An energy debate still firing up.
A proposed new rail strike in Sydney could disrupt millions of people's plans for New Year's Eve. The government is scrambling to scupper industrial action, which could cripple the transport network on the busiest night of the year, after union members voted to take fresh industrial action from next week.
New Year's Eve revellers in Sydney may face more than the usual headaches getting home this year.
Commuters will likely see less trains on New Year's Eve.
The union concedes that fewer than half the normal number of trains might run on a night when an extra 1,000 services are usually scheduled.
We know that these bans do cause major disruption.
It will make services more difficult to run, but it certainly won't throw the network into chaos.
The union is planning to begin a range of industrial action from the 28th of December, including reductions in the speed trains will travel and how many kilometres rail crews will work each shift. Business groups say the uncertainty is a potential economic nightmare on a night when all eyes are focused on the harbour city.
There is a real danger that we damage the brand that is Sydney if our public transport system isn't working the way it should.
There are businesses at the moment in the CBD and Greater Sydney that are on a knife edge, and the threat of strike action alone could be the straw that sends them into bankruptcy.
The government says it will use all legal avenues to squash the latest planned action.
Any level of industrial action during this time is not acceptable.
As the stalemate over the union's demand for a 32% pay rise continues, both sides have accused the other of not negotiating in good faith.
It has been complete radio silence.
It's not a time to play chicken with the New South Wales economy.
In the meantime, would-be revellers watch, waiting to see which side will blink first.
And in sports, PNG's Adrian Monagi has set a new national record in the 60-metre hurdles, clocking 8.45 seconds during the Australian athletics season opener on Saturday. She eclipsed the previous record of 8.46 seconds set by Sharon Kwarula in 2015. This strong early season performance is equivalent to 13.63 seconds in the 100-metre hurdles and highlights Monagi's excellent form. The 29-year-old, who started as a sprinter, has also competed in the heptathlon and is now focusing on her efforts on the 100 and 200-metre sprints and the 100-metre hurdles. The Olympic Values Education Program, or OVEP, celebrated a week of community perseverance and Olympic spirit with a thrilling aquathlon event at Boer Village in Central Province. The event brought together participants from Porabara, Papa, Leala and Boera. The week-long aquathon at Boer Village featured a mix of running, swimming and obstacle courses, showcasing resilience, teamwork and the determination to push boundaries. Participants, young and old, embraced the challenges with smiles, victories and moments of pure sportsmanship, perfectly embodying the week's themes of friendship, excellence and respect. Team PNG hero athletes played a key role in inspiring participants throughout the week, sharing their dedication and energy while encouraging everyone to give their best. ExxonMobil PNG's ongoing support made the celebration possible, funding the Olympic Values Education Program initiative to promote Olympic values within local communities. The successful event was a true testament to community spirit and a celebration of overcoming challenges together. Organizers encouraged everyone to carry forward the values of friendship, respect, and excellence in their daily lives. And that ends the news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main news bulletin.